Who's with me? Did you all pop back? Did you all pop back at me? Are you here? Here we go. I think people are popping in now. I'm trying to share it. My apologies. Like I said, I have problems sometimes. If you're here with me, say yeah. All right, Sabrina Calloway says she's back. She's in. Let me see. Let me send it over here. Let me send it over there. Get into it. Y'all know we're going to have a little fun today. We're going to have a little fun today. What's good with everybody? I apologize. I think the internet is hating on the Houday family. Oh, it feels good. It feels so good. I'm going to let a few more people get in, and we're going to go from there, all right? It feels so good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It feels so good. It's Houday Monday on Wyatt-Live, Stephen Speed. That's right, brother. That's right. That's right. Few people are popping back in. I've been having some problems, so we're back here now. It's got to be the NFL, of the other fans of the NFL hating on us, y'all. They got to be hating on us. Nah, it's actually my service. It's me. It's me. I'm like not like most. Talking about I'm over here saying something so detrimental that they want to cut me down and shoot me down on Facebook and all this old goofy shit. Nah, that ain't what it is. What's good with everybody? Y'all know I gotta say what's up. We even got some people in here that lost faith, that don't even like the Bengals. So this is gonna be a tough conversation. They may want to mute it for a minute or two. They might even fade off. They may just, go kill themselves or something. I don't know. Shit, if I haven't killed myself in 31 years or 30 years, I mean, you don't think we deserve to be able to be this up at it? What's up? Fame says we gonna start this shit off right. We got Rothstein in the house tonight. That's what's up, bro. Stick around. Stick around. Stick around. I'm sure you can enlighten us on some of the shit that we may not know. I mean, I'm not a better on sports, but probably could have made some cheese this year betting on the Bengals. Probably so. Listen, I started out a little rough. Because we had technical difficulties. I'm getting a little irritated by saying that every time, but it's the truth. We had some technical difficulties, but we're back. And what I'm going to do is, what's up, Victoria Prince says, hey Wyatt, what's good? Hello, everyone. Safe travels and blessings to all, she says. Shannon Brinks comes in and says, hello. What's good? How's everybody doing out there? All I'm going to say is at the beginning, I had to reboot. And I said, can everybody and anybody give us a Houday? You don't have to necessarily be a Bengal fan, but it's well-deserving. It's well-deserving from these guys. Hard playing. Here's why you should give the Houday to the city of Cincinnati. Not just because it's been 31 years since we've seen any levels of success. You should give us a hooday because of the economic power that the Cincinnati Bengals have brought, the money that the city of Cincinnati has just put into the city of Cincinnati in the last 2 weeks. Actually, you could say the last 3 weeks, because they played a home game, then played a playoff home game, and then played a road game on the playoffs. And they had people at the stadium. People paid to park. People paid to eat hot dogs and all that shit down at the stadium. It's funny how chaos agents all of a sudden see things a little bit different now. Before, they was building these old nasty, big, dirty ass stadiums, but wasn't building nowhere for people to live. It's amazing how people flip-flop on issues like this. It's just amazing to me. It's just amazing. And I'm like, okay, the Bengals had a playoff game 2 weeks ago in the city of Cincinnati, and that brought in well over $127 million to the greater Cincinnati area. And I ain't heard shit from nobody. I mean, they can't keep t-shirts on the shelf. They can't keep beer in the refrigerators. They can't keep hot wings. Everybody's running out of everything. The hotels were full from Cincinnati to Dayton. I haven't seen an economic explosion happen like that since, I don't know, jazz festivals and things of that nature. It's the same thing, right? I don't hear nobody saying, don't do them jazz festivals. Don't do them jazz festivals. We should be using that money for building affordable housing. I don't hear that shit. I mean, I'm just saying it's equal. I mean, I know you use tax dollars to build stadiums, but those are called investments. You ever bought something or got something that was supposed to bring a return on it, and it was free, and you was just gonna eat? It was just cherry on top out the gate? Hell no. You always have to invest in something to get a return. If you don't, it's not worth having, right? Anything that's free is really not worth having. So what, you spend $300 million, $400 million on a stadium? You get a product that's winning, like the Cincinnati Bengals, and they can make $127 million in a weekend. And then they can make almost half of that in the city on a road game. Get out of here. I bet you no food. I bet you restaurants, bars, t-shirt shops, Uber companies, all these companies, I bet you nobody's complaining about the Bengals still playing right now. Or nobody's complaining about them stadiums being built right now. Matter of fact, all I hear now is a whole different sound. I don't even hear affordable housing. I hear hooday. I hear all that. I know you ain't tuned in to hear that shit, but I just like to sometimes, you know how I am. I sit back and I let things happen. And then I remind you of all the shit that was said. All the shit that was said. Now, I will say this one too. There's no way in hell you're going to bring $127 million near me, and I'm not going to find a way to touch some of it. It ain't going to never happen. It's never going to happen. So how many people got a little extra overtime this weekend? How many people that work in hotels work, maybe not this weekend, but the playoff weekend in Cincinnati? How many people got OT on their job? How many people made extra money? I know one thing. If you didn't make extra money, your ass went out and spent some money. You went and got them B-dubs. You went and got you some Lay's potato chips. And I bought 3 different styles of Doritos. Did it all. Economic growth. Economic growth. How many of y'all went to Kroger's because the game was coming in? How many of y'all grilled out and bought some hot dogs, ATMs and JTMs and all that old shit? I don't want to hear another word about what we need to be doing. John Favor, that's right, bro. Let me explain to you what's going on here. I want to show you something. You see this piece right here? This is a Wyatt exclusive. One of my favorite players is a second-year player, Logan Wilson, number 55 on the defense. I know everybody loves Chase. I love Chase. I love Burrows. I love Mixon. I love all our regular guys, Higgins, the whole nine. But I'm going to tell you something about this kid. I'm going to tell you something about Logan Wilson. I was heartbroken about 3 weeks ago when he got injured. And I was like, oh, shit. Oh, shit. He's a second-year player, but he's like the heartbeat of the linebacker corps. Logan Wilson is the shit. You guys will be reading about him or you'll recognize him in the next year or so. I knew about him when he came in from Wyoming. I knew about him. But when he played last year, he was a firecracker. He was at it. He came in this year, he got hurt right toward the end of the season, and I'm like, damn, we're going to need him for the playoffs. And he will be a team captain next year, I guarantee it, if he's not already. He got hurt 3 weeks ago, and I was a little like, oh, we're going to need him. The great thing about the Bengals right now is this, guys. How can I say this? It's next man up for them. It's next man up. I know everybody, including myself, we're going to talk about them damn sacks. We're going to talk about them damn sacks, right? Y'all know I was one. I put the post out there. I said 2022 NFL draft. The Bengals selecting the round one. Pick number 1 for the Cincinnati Bengals 2022 draft. Offensive lineman. Pick number 2, offensive lineman. Pick number 3, offensive lineman. Damn it. Y'all need to go to UC and just bring them down here and say, hey, man, y'all plug it up. Plug this shit up. Because what my biggest fear, like most people, listen, this is the only negative thing you'll hear from me about the situation in the Bengals. The negative thing is something that is very obvious. It's not the end of the world because we survived it. But damn it, if y'all don't get this boy from Joe Burrows from getting hit so damn much, we ain't going to see cool Joe. We ain't going to see him. He's getting touched too much. Y'all know if that was a prize fight, if that was a boxer, the corner would have stopped the fight. He was getting hit too much. But Joe, listen, I'm just going to be honest with you. He one of the best in the league. What makes him that so far is that he depends on what most quarterbacks depend on. Not being able to run out of the pocket, not being able to, get away from tacklers. That's all great. It's gravy. It's gravy. But one of the best thing that you can have in a quarterback is one that will accept defeat in one play. That sounds crazy, don't it? Sometimes a quarterback can do too much. Throwing the ball in certain zones and hitting people, just doing too much, and it's turnovers. That's why he's one of the safest quarterbacks in the league. He don't throw interceptions. He don't fumble. He don't make bonehead plays. A couple of those, maybe 2 or 3 of those interceptions was on Joe Burrow. But I understand why. I would rather him take them sacks and play another down, play another play, move on to the next series or whatever, than to throw the momentum over on an interception, TD run back or some shit like that. That's just football. The boy IQ for the game is ridiculous. And some people don't see that. Offensive line had a hard game. That front line from Tennessee is one of the best in the league. It really is. But you got to understand the game. You're not going to hit a home run. Every play, believe it or not. I don't know, for y'all that never played football before, this ain't even that. I just want to be honest and tell you, every play in a playbook is designed to score a touchdown. Every play. Every play is set up where a runner could run right up the middle. Everybody has an assignment to open a gap for him to get in open field and be able to juke and do what he do and score. Every play is set up for that. So the success rate of scoring is ridiculously low. Ridiculously low. There's not a play in the playbook that is not set up. I know there's some short yardage plays. Get a first down, he's going to hit you. But you're not supposed to just get hit and fall down. You're supposed to juke, get hit, maybe bounce up and go. We seen that shit in the Kansas City game yesterday. Man, listen, y'all. Kansas City is no joke. We got them boys. Don't even chalk up that win we had with them. It's different games in the playoffs. All right, Kansas City didn't throw their playbook at us. Kansas City did not throw their playbook at us. And Kansas City was not really playing. They was playing for a number one seed, but they had like 2 games to get the number one seed. Plus the team that they was going against was already down a little bit. So they kind of took their foot off the gas on us a little bit. I get that. But before I go on too far about this and giving them too much love, I'm not giving them love. I'm just being realistic. But before you think I'm giving them too much love, we're going to beat their ass this weekend. I'm telling you, we're going to win. We're going to win because Kansas City defense is not all that. I'm sorry. I know my man Wayne, the travel guy, probably throwing something. He's throwing something at me right now because he's from Kansas City and he's a regular dude. But we're going to beat Kansas City. You know why? Because the best thing, let me just say this. When you have a bad defense, which we don't, we have an efficient defense. But what helps your bad defense in times is an offense that can score. We have an offense that can score. They can't double team everybody. The only thing I'm gonna criticize is Higgins got to toughen up a little bit, bro. You got to be able to take them hits. Anybody that played the game, coach always told you, bro, you're gonna get hit anyway. And once you start getting hit and popping up the ball and shit like that, and teams start seeing that, now they're gonna hit you even harder. So when you catch the ball, you cuff it, take the hit because you're gonna get hit anyway. And make the defenders think like, damn, I hit him with everything I had. No sense in hitting him that hard again. I might get hurt next time. I'll just get him down. You take every hit they can give you, you bounce up. But Higgins dropped some passes on us, y'all. I was a little iffy when he was getting hit across the middle a little bit. So Chase did enough for us. Y'all got to understand, just because he's in the game is enough for us. That the defense has to do something totally different. Safeties have to follow him. That opens up one side of the field. That's a great thing. It's a great thing. It's an unbelievable thing. This is going to be a great matchup. Our defense is going to have a hard time, but what defense doesn't have a hard time against Kansas City? I'm going to tell you right now, this is my prediction. We're going to need 35 to 38 points to win this game. That's what we're going to need. Because Mahomes and them going to score. This is not going to be a low-scoring game. I promise you. And I think the offensive line will do much better this game because sometimes what you have to understand is these guys, when I put that post out there about drafting offensive linemen, people was firing back at me like, no, go get free agents. They're proven. Well, what about the free agents that we pulled for this game? For this team this year. Riley, them guys, they're not proven. They were proven on another team. Free agents tend to get a little older. They signed a big contract. I'm not saying that they can't make it, but this is a young man's game. And the Cincinnati Bengals has a fully loaded squad of young guys who just don't give a fuck. It's a who they. They believe that. This team believes who they. They believe it. Mixon, Burrows, Chase. These guys are believers. These guys came from winning organizations. You get it? They have a winner's attitude. They not trying to be on no losing squad. And they ain't buying into them old 80s and 90s Bengals or the 2000 Bengals or whichever ones y'all want to bring to the show, to the table. They're not comparing themselves to them guys. Not at all. You got Logan Wilson's out there. You got guys stepping up behind him. That's Pratt and all them guys. They come in to play. But did y'all see Kansas City and the Buffalo Bills? Everybody, if you're a Who Dey fan, if you're a Bengal fan, we all seen that game. Because the winner of that game is who we play next week, which happens to be Kansas City, right? But that game right there, am I the only one? God, dog, I shouldn't say this. Hit the share, hit the tag. I shouldn't say this. Shit. All right. I shouldn't say this. This might get me banned from Facebook and YouTube, but I was really hoping that they was going to be out there playing Killer Man. I was hoping that Buffalo, am I the only one? Let's be honest. I guess I am. I was hoping they was out there playing Killer Man. I needed them dudes to go out there and just crash dummy each other. I needed them not to be in good standing health next week. Didn't matter which team, guys. Did not matter which team. I needed the Buffalo Bills to get beat up, and I needed Kansas City Chiefs to get beat up. I mean, tore the frame out of them. I needed some twisted ankles. I needed some hips to be, kind of sore. I needed all that shit. Because I already knew going in, no matter who we play next week, it's going to be a tough task. But y'all been saying that about the Bengals every week, haven't they? They've been saying this about the Bengals every week. They ain't going to beat the Raiders. Not in the first round. Y'all should be happy that you even got there. Oh, they ain't going to win no road playoff game. They going into Tennessee. Shit. King Henry coming back. You know he about to run their ass over. King Henry wasn't even healthy. Did anybody else see that? That boy wasn't healthy. King Henry was not healthy. He was not healthy in that game. I promise you. He was sluggish. He couldn't run. How would you feel with a plate and 4 or 5 screws in your foot and it was just done this year? There was no way in hell that man was going to be ready and ready to go. I'm sorry. I think Tennessee may have put too much into that young guy. You know what I mean? I'm an old man, so I can call him a young guy. No way. No way. Marianne, what's good out in Phoenix? She says, love Patrick Mahomes. Love him. I don't love him. The hell with Patrick Mahomes. And I got him on my wall. Y'all know I have it, well, not here, but at my house in Cincinnati, I have a collection of jerseys. I call them my quarterback jerseys. And Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, these are guys that I really, really like. And they're part of my jersey collection, framed up in the whole 9 there in the gym. I love it. I love it. Let me see here. John Frazier says something about Bates. Bates has been playing great football in the playoffs, trying to earn that check. He's up for a new contract. You know what they're going to do with Bates? This is hey, if they can bet this in Vegas, put your money on this right here. They're going to franchise tag Bates. Only makes sense. I would pay him. He's earned it. But you talking about giving this man a 4, 5, maybe maybe a 5-year contract, well up to the $90 million mark. Do you invest that much money into Bates, Jesse Bates this year? Do you give him that money? I mean, or do you lock him up for next year and put the franchise tag on him? You're going to piss him off if you do that. You're going to piss him off if you do that. Now, he'll play for $27 million. It's kind of hard to be mad when you're making $27 million. But I'd rather sign a 5-year deal worth $90 million. I'm greedy, damn it. I'm greedy. But you know what I said? Now, here go one thing y'all might appreciate. This shit. This was me with my owner's cap or my GM cap on. Who they fans, tell me if you feel this. We got to lock the young boy McPherson, the kicker, up right now. Shut it down. He ain't got to go nowhere, never, ever, never again in life. Shut him down right now. I mean, lock him up right now. Lock him up right now. Put him on a 6-year deal, $1.7 million a year. He'd be one of the highest kickers in the league, highest paid kickers in the league, right in that area. And lock him up for 6 years. Why not? Why not? He's only going to get better. He's only going to get better over time. Clutch. McPherson, the kicker, number 2. And I'm going to be honest with you. Number 2 is a great number for him. You know why? Because he's the second most important guy on the team. I know everybody count. But based on success, you got to give number 1 to Burrows. You got to give number 2 to your kicking game. You got to give number 3 to Jamar Chase. But that kicker, you have to lock him up. They're not that expensive. They're not that expensive. When you're talking about guys making $3.2 million on the and you third man down on the roster of a spot, come on now. You lock the kicker up now. You drafted him. Somebody understands the importance of having special teams is just that. It's special. Special teams wins you games. Let me tell you one last thing about the special teams that I really appreciate about the Bengals. Bringing in, what's the running back's name? Allen, I think his name is, the rookie guy from Michigan. He's a running back. Evans, I think his last name is Evans. Bringing him in and have him run back kicks, great choice. Whoever thought of that? I'm going to lie. I told him to do that. I called the Bengals front office and told them to put Evans back there. I'm going to take all credit on that. But great choice from the coaching staff. See, I was critical of this Bengals coaching staff for many, many years. Let me tell you the difference between Zach Taylor and Marvin Lewis. Okay, Marvin Lewis was a good coach, but he wasn't a people's coach. I brought this point up once before, and I told you that when you're trying to talk to Marvin Lewis after the game, he was just too condescending. He act like don't nobody know shit about football but him and his staff and his people. We don't get it why you lost, Marvin. We don't get it, right? We don't understand the X's and O's of the game. Let me tell you what Zach Taylor does when he comes out. Now, I've been tough on him. I was tough on him in the last Kansas City game, just as recent as that when we played Kansas City. Let me tell you why I love Zach Taylor so far. Because when he comes out and does his press conferences, win or lose, and there's been a lot of winning lately, but he don't like talk to us like we don't know football. You know, he'll say what he got to say, and if you get it, you get it. If you don't get it, he on to the next. I appreciate that. Marvin Lewis used to laugh at shit when somebody asked him a question like, "Well, couldn't Chad, couldn't he get off that block a little bit and get open for Palmer?" And he would laugh at us like, y'all just don't get it. I guess we do, coach. Some of us play the game. Some of us coach. Some of us, y'all heard me say that shit before, but Marvin Lewis would always talk to us like we just don't get it. We didn't understand football. But my nephews will burn me up right now if I don't admit to one thing that I did about Zach Taylor. When we played Kansas City, and I was dead ass wrong, and I'm openly, listen, Pat, Ryan, all the rest of y'all nephews, I was wrong. Let me tell you why I was wrong. I was wrong. I was right, but I was wrong. I was right, damn it. Remember when we played Kansas City? In the regular season, toward the end of the season? And it was 4th and 1, and we went for 4th and 1 like 3 fucking times? No, bro, you take the points. You put the 3 points on the board after you didn't run up the middle 4 straight plays, and then they give you 2 more times to do it. You didn't try to get in the end zone 6 times and couldn't get it, and you on the 1-yard line, getting closer and closer. I was like, you got to take the points, bro. We need those points. And they were telling me, man, no. And see, I get mad at I get mad at certain things. Because when people talk that analytical shit, I get a little upset about that. I really do. I know. I shouldn't do that. However, you take the points. I would have took the points. They had too many chances. They got lucky. They got what we always used to lose to like Pittsburgh. Every year we lose a dumbass game doing exactly what they did. This time, the NFL gods, the football gods have finally blessed us and let us get away with some shit. Giving us some calls. Balls are now when the ball bounce and hit the ground, it ain't bouncing to the other team. It ain't bouncing all the way to the sideline, all the way over to Ben Roethlisberger and shit, who's sitting on the bench and he just happened to be there and he get it. Now the ball is bouncing and it's kind of, it's falling our way a little bit. I'll take it. I had 31 years of it bouncing the other side over there. I'll take it. I'm not afraid to say we caught a break because we was slipping on ice a whole lot of years, bro. We wasn't getting calls. So that Kansas City game, I was bad. I was bad on Zach and them for going for 4th and 1 like 8 times and shit, never getting in. We got lucky a couple times on some calls. But now I know why they did it. Follow me on this. I don't know if there's kids watching. This might get a little messy because I don't know how to do it any other way. But did y'all see Mahomes come back and score a field goal with 13 seconds on the clock? Now, y'all know it was been like 46 seconds left on the clock when we were playing them in regular season. And if we would have just took the 3 points, not to mention them 8 points, them 8 plays we ran the clock all the way down as well. But they would have been left with 46 seconds or something like that for Patrick Mahomes to come down and be able to either tie the game or win the game, right? And I'm just going to tell you, I was so wrong. Because last night I was packing my shit when I was watching that game. And I was laughing. And I was saying, oh, we going to Buffalo. I'm on my phone. I'm looking at the availability. Okay, Buffalo, New York. Let me check the weather. Because if it's too cold, it's a Knicks nay for me. And I'm looking at the game. And all of a sudden, Buffalo kicks the ball into the end zone. And I'm like, why didn't they? I know they don't want to run back. But you want to burn off some time on the clock. Squib kick it or something all the way down there and make them run it up, make them do something with it. Take some time off. That way they only really have one play when they get ready to snap the ball. You get one play, that means you would only have one play. Even if you were at midfield, all you have is a Hail Mary you can do. But I believe Kansas City had all 3 timeouts with 13 seconds. Does that really matter? Do you need 3 timeouts with 13 seconds? Hell no. Each play, the play is going to take you at least six seconds to run one play. These are 2 plays. Buffalo's defense, I don't know who set y'all up for that, but that was Pop Warner. I'm like my man Fame. I'm disgusted at that shit. How do you allow a team to run 2 plays and get in field goal range? You was in a prevent defense. You prevented yourself from winning. I was looking at the Facebook thing and people was already laughing at Mahomes. Oh, he going home. Ha, he at home. He going home, y'all. Y'all shouldn't have died. Yeah, where y'all bets at? Where that money at now, huh? And all of a sudden, you throw the ball to Hill and he run his little bitty ass 40 yards up the field. I would have put a spy on him and kept him right there on him the whole time. They're not going to the end zone. You got to close off the middle. And little Hill catch the ball and he run 40 yards. Timeout. That's crazy. That's crazy. They deserve to lose. And it's crazy because Allen, the quarterback, is a monster. He's a beast over there in Buffalo. I wasn't looking forward to playing them either. I wasn't looking forward to them. So I'm going to ask you guys real fast. Are you okay with playing Kansas City? Were you like me last night? Were you saying like, I need some twisted ankles? That little Hill, he ain't nothing but about 5'4", 175, 180 pounds. Somebody got to crack his ass. I want him next week to be sore. Can he twist the ankle? Can something happen to this little dude or something? I guess I'm a Bengal fan, so I got to keep it 100. Maybe I shouldn't say the shit live on the air, but that's how I felt. I was waiting for the big hit to happen. Oh, he out. Yes, he's out. All right. Great game. Great Houday game. Great Bengals game. Was it me? Were you scared? Were you nervous also when when we were down, when we were up by 10 and they came back and scored 10 points on us and scored and got the score to 16-16? Were you guys nervous like I was? I was a little nervous. Them sacks was looking real, like the sacks were coming real fast. It looked like our offense was sputtering a little bit. And I'm sitting there and I'm telling my wife, I'm like, you know, she can't stand watching the game with me because I'm a commentator. I'm one of them guys that call plays and shit. You know, I just do way too much. I'm extra. So I say shit before the commentator say it. She get mad when I be right. I say things like, we got to get a turnover right here. Come on, defense. Let's go, Wilson. Let's go, somebody. And magically delicious, it happens. And I look like a genius. And of all people who did it, Eli Apple. I was so bad on Eli Apple this year. I was so hard on him. He was always the one that either couldn't make the tackle or he got beat. You know, the ball would go right past his hand and his receiver would catch the ball, or he would get, you know, mugged down or, you know, stiff arm down and the guy get an extra 17 yards on the run. It was always something with Eli Apple. But he made a huge play this year to advance the Cincinnati Bengals. That defensive play where he stuck his arm through the receiver to make the ball go up in the air. And then, of course, one of my favorite players. He's not my favorite on the team because I don't have a favorite, but he's definitely one of them. And that's Logan Wilson, number 55. If you notice, I have on a Logan Wilson pullover made by the Houday Collection, brought to you by Wyatt. Yeah. Oh, you want me to talk about that for a second before we get going? Let me explain something to y'all. See, I practice what I preach. There's no way in hell the Cincinnati Bengals about to bring all that money into the city of Cincinnati and I'm not going to attack it. There's no way I'm not going to find myself getting it some kind of way. A piece of the rock. There's no way you're going to bring all that money into my city and I'm not going to get a piece. Never. So those that have their small businesses, find a way to intercept some of that dough that's coming into the city. Find a way. That's what we've been preaching here, right? I know everybody gonna look. They about to log out of here now and shit because it's about to get 100. We ain't talking about, you know, athletes running up and down, and we ain't talking a bunch of shit. Now it's about to get real and it's about to get a little educated. And this is where people like, I didn't come to get educated, man. I came to be entertained. I don't want to be educated. Can't I just have fun? Damn. Well, the last time I checked, I have fun making money. I have a fucking ball making dough. It ain't that hard to do. All you got to do is do it. I'm like Nike. Just do it. So, one of the things that I had ventured into for years is, you know, I own a company that has where we do textiles, t-shirts, things of that nature. So I formulated a company with my daughters and, you know, we run this thing called the Houday Collection, which is what you see here, the Houday Collection, and it's the Houday Collection by Wyatt. So what we do is we customize and we do things that are Houday related. All right. In this case, this happens to be a pullover by Wyatt. It's the Houday Collection, but we do players. This happens to be Wilson. Okay. As you notice, it's no. There's the Houday. There's the Wyatt brand. There's the bow. Got the state of Ohio with the stripes because we running shit in Ohio now. You get your city down the line. You got your city, Cincinnati, your Bengal stripes on the side, tiger stripes. So I look at it like this. Where there's opportunity, you have to attack. Where there's opportunity, we have to learn how to attack. And if you don't, I don't want to hear what's not meant for us, what we're not doing, what they doing. They building them stadiums down there, and that shit ain't for us. See, that's so that you right. We are oppressed. We are oppressed in the mind. You're right. You have slavery still does exist. You have a slave mentality. None of the shit that's going on in this world is meant for us. They had their turn. I'm reading from that proxy. I'm reading 1964 when they did such and such, and they left us out of this and left us out of that. They got rich off America's soil when we was just the soil itself. I hear all that shit. That's fine. You're right. You're absolutely right. But let me ask you, what we gonna do about it? What's done is done. You bitching about it all the time ain't gonna put no money in your pocket. Not a dime. And it's getting to a point where you really obnoxious with it. If you would be a little bit more consistent in some of the problems, maybe, it wouldn't be so watered down. I know, man. Let me explain something to y'all. Why I got a few people on here before you get too deep. Friday, I had a conversation. Friday, y'all know a local attorney. He's pretty popular in the city of Cincinnati up there. He made a comment about black folks supporting Alabama's restaurant versus black-owned restaurants. And he made a comment about if y'all was to big up black-owned restaurants and blah, 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 blah. I still got it. I could pull it up. Maybe I should read it so I can remind a few people. Maybe a few people who weren't here on Friday. But here's what y'all don't understand. This is why some people DM'd me. Some people hit me up and was like, bro, I can't believe you went along with that shit. I can't believe you was with that. I can't believe it. Well, I'm not with it. I told you I understood. I respect what he was saying, but I didn't agree with everything. But I will say this. This had nothing to do with restaurants. Y'all missing it. The restaurants happen to be the vessel. That happened to be the thing that you can use as the example. He was talking about the support. I'm not talking about no damn restaurants. He don't care about what Alabama fish tastes like. Y'all missed it. Missed it. Sabrina says the powers that be might have stopped us years ago, but what's stopping folks now? Nothing. Themselves. Oh yeah, this is where I go. See, y'all gotta understand, this is a hard this is a hard onion to peel in this city. And where I'm, from the people that know me, in the Cincinnati metropolitan area, it's a hard onion to peel. Because this is the only platform that really discusses things like I do. Now, all the rest of them are on the same page. They're pretty much saying the same thing. They kind of chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, y'all. I don't quite do that. And that's not really a shot at them. It's just what you're used to. I'm like a different restaurant that come into your city. If all you used to eating is warmed up food, or if all you eating is meatloaf all the time, you might not understand exactly what steak is. You might not even want to try it. It might, no, I don't like how that look. That don't look like meatloaf. Nah, where the meatloaf at? And then when somebody keep feeding you a little bit of steak, you don't even appreciate it. So when you're custom and you're used to hearing what you're hearing all the time, you get used to it. You get used to it. And I get it. That's what make us so difficult to get into the homes. Think about it. This is the lowest ranked show, if you want to call us that, in the city. In the city. Why is that? This is that Clyde Bennett shit, I'm telling y'all. This is what Clyde was talking about. I still respect what he said. I don't agree with it all, but I understand the perimeter. I understand where he's coming from. He's talking about a mentality. He's not talking about the restaurants. He's talking about the mentalities of the people in the city. The support factor. It don't apply to everybody, but I understand what he was talking about. Because where else do you ever hear any other conversation other than what you hear that puts you in a certain frame of mind every day? Do you hear anything different? You certainly don't hear it different from a black man in the city. That just don't happen. That's just something that we don't see that. Drop 52 is in the building from California. He says, who they, Wyatt-Live? Anything is possible. JB9. Joe Burrows 9. That's right. Anything is possible. Like Kevin Garnett said. TC says, hey, y'all. What's good? Yes, anything is possible. Now, I bet you one thing y'all don't know what's possible. A fucking war is possible right now. How many of y'all been listening and been reading and watching that? Has your CNNs told you about that shit? Nope. They mentioning it, but right after they talk about, oh, it's a possibility, you know, we might be at war in about 19 hours. Then they bring up Trump. Totally turns your mind off of the shit that we might, your sons, our uncles, our nephews, our nieces may be over there fighting some Russian shit. How many of y'all know about that? How many of y'all even know why? How many of y'all even know why Russia is making these moves? Anybody know why? You think they just all of a sudden said, oh shit, you know, I'm tired of being over here. Let's just go fuck up some other country. Let's just go take over. Let's go take over one of the allies of America. Let's just take over one of the allies of America. America ain't gonna do shit. If the Taliban can punk y'all ass, we can. We much bigger than the Taliban. What you say to that, Drop? Have you heard anything on that, Drop? Sabrina Calloway said, I heard it today that Russia is trying to take over Ukraine. Yep, and they will. They about to. They'll be over there in the next week. They'll be over there in the next 10 to 15 days. And we're gonna have soldiers, not necessarily over in Ukraine fighting. But what's the point in sending soldiers over there if they're not gonna fight? To guard the other soldiers? To guard the latrines and the holes and the foxholes and shit of the soldiers that's gonna go fight? That doesn't make any sense. Why are we even over there? Protecting the interests of an ally, right? So in other words, if somebody say, hey, me and you cool, bro. Me and you cool. I got your back, you got my back. They get into a fight. I got his back. I got to help him fight, right? That's what we do. So then we get into a fight and I go help him. And then when he get in a fight, then I get in a fight one day and he ain't nowhere to be found for me. He right there, but he ain't helping me fight. I'm getting my ass beat by 3 or 4 dudes. I'm going to feel a certain way. Like, bro, I had your back. How you going to just bail out on me now? But I got a question. What's making Russia so fucking brave right now? What's making them so brave? Can somebody answer that? Why all of a sudden Putin thinking he can do what he want to do? Somebody tell me. Somebody explain to me. I'd like to know. Sabrina said they're sending 100,000 troops, not 100,000 American troops. Russia sent over 150,000 or 125,000, something like that, that are sitting on the border right there, ready to go off on their ass, ready to attack. And they've formed a perimeter. They're going to take over Ukraine. Okay. Now, here's what I'm tripping on. Biden has said, now this is the president of the United States. Okay. Not president of the boys club or the LeBron Boys and Girls Club. This is the president of the United States of America who says this. He said, if Russia invades Ukraine, that there will be swift action from the United States of America. Shit. So in other words, I remember a week or two ago when he said that shit, and they've been putting more people on the front line. Russia ain't even holding back what they doing. So your sanctions and your economic sanctions and all that shit, they ain't paying you no attention, bro. They don't give a fuck what you talking about. They still doing and they still moving. They ain't backed up a pinch. Some people who want to protect Biden and the administration will say this is just a negotiating tool for Russia. They just trying to get all they can get, and at the 11th hour they're gonna pull out and they're gonna act like they was gonna do something. I don't think that's that. I watched a little bit of CNN, and CNN shaking in their boots too. They like, oh well, you know, yeah, well, you know, the president, the same ones that was defending him on bullshit. Now they have to even say some shit like, yeah, you know, I really don't think Russia give a shit about what Biden is doing, what he's saying. I don't think they care about them sanctions that they facing. I heard it for myself. It wasn't quite like that, but same thing. But I need somebody, an intelligent person, to either call or put it on the screen. Why is Russia so damn cocky now? What's giving them this confidence that they can just do what they want to do right now? I'll take a stab at it. I'll take a stab at it. They just don't care. They don't care. All of a sudden, they got muscles, or they've built their strength in thought. I don't know. What is it? Has Ukraine done something to piss them off? Somebody help me. The politicians, y'all help me. Y'all politic dudes, y'all help me out. Help me out. That has something to do with how the Taliban ran through? I don't know. It's not my thing. Not my thing. But I can tell you, I don't think that it's a coincidence of what I'm saying. I really don't. And I think that when you pose threats, like, I wish you would do this, I wish you would do that, you might be you might be dealing with somebody that just simply don't care, and they might make you go ahead and throw a punch. Russia may not care about whatever sanctions are coming their way. I don't know. Not my conversation. Tracy Dillingham says, because the United States is not the superpower that we pretend to be. Oh, we are. We are. You just got to be able to, you got to have the right people in place to make you a superpower and say, hey, this is what I will do. This is what we will do. But if people, it's like the big kid on the playground. You could be the big kid on the playground. Once everybody figure out you a punk, don't nobody care how big you are. They'll take your candy just like they'll take anybody else's candy. So you could be a superpower, but if you ain't willing to use your superpowers, you just a big kid who can get his candy taken. Hey, I got something I want to share with everybody real fast. Done it. Okay, I got a text message. Did anybody else, I know this is a little bit off the beaten path, but I'll get back to it. Has anybody else got that IRS that tax credit form from the IRS? Has anybody else got it? Because we had a conversation about that some time ago on Wyatt-Live about some free money. And some people was like, yeah, Wyatt, yeah, it's free. And argue with me the whole time. And I'm like, I just don't think it's free. Okay, I think it's tax credit. It's child credit. But I think when tax time comes, you're gonna have to claim it. Well, I don't know how many people got it, but some people hit me up like, yo, Wyatt, what is this? And it is like a W-2 for earnings of whatever you will receive, the credit that you receive, 1,500 or 3,000 or however many children you have to claim or whatever. I don't remember exactly what it was. I haven't really been privileged to get any of that shit, but I really wish I could. I don't look down on anybody that gets it. If you get it, God bless you. It's probably, needed. It's tough out here. It's ridiculously tough out here. I can't go to the grocery store without spending $60, and I done got some bread, peanut butter, and jelly, and maybe a damn Snicker bar. Come out of that motherfucker, damn it. I got to use my card. Damn, for real? You got some bonus points that I could take up off this damn bread or something? It's expensive out here now. It's expensive out here. And, I want everybody to do well. I want you to get your credits and all that, but you please do not report that money. This is one of them things that you can easily not put on your taxes. You can easily say you never really got it or whatever. You can easily just dismiss that W-2 form, but please, for your own sake, like I told you in the PPP, I know it's totally different numbers and shit like that, but please just listen to me on this. Don't shank them on this. This will come back and hurt you. Let me see here. You are correct, Wyatt. It is my understanding that it will have to be reported and subtracted from credit that you would have taken on your 2021 tax forms. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know it. I had to get the information from, my attorney, Dan Whiteley, told me exactly how it goes. And I was able to figure it all out. Once he told me, I kind of sat down and thought about what I had discussed a year ago when they were giving it out. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you'll get the credit and this and this and that, but you're still going to pay. It's going to go toward the earned income. Let's see here. Brenda Early says, I had to school some of my younger coworkers with children. It's not free money. It never is free money. I hate when people say shit like not what you're saying there, Brenda Early. I appreciate what you're saying, but people always want to claim what the government is giving you is ending poverty. It's not. It's not. The last thing you want to do is receive money from a government and you think that's ending poverty. It's not ending poverty. It's not taking people out of poverty. All right. That's just what people who are living in a certain magnetic type of world want to believe. It's not taking people out of poverty. Now, there are some people that these things, and I don't mean this tax credit, there are some of these systems that are keeping people impoverished. They're keeping people in a situation where, okay, if I had to go get it on my own, how would I do it? Oh, I don't have to. I don't have to. I watch the system keep people in poverty. You don't have to believe me. I don't care. I'm from that. You're not. I sat back and watched girls have babies at 15 just like they mamas and get an apartment right in Laura Homes, down the street and around the corner in the same court of they mamas. Couldn't wait to get out their house. Nothing is free. Some things just cost different. You pay it back differently. Kill me with that shit. Nothing's free. We just pay it back differently. And if it's free for you, somebody else paid for it. I got a question. How do I do this? How do I go from this to that? I noticed that I'm not going to do that right now. I'm not going to do that. I want to try to have a great day because we're coming off of a Who Day situation. Anybody going to Kansas City? Wayne the Travel Guy, are you on the air? Are you with us right now? Anybody here? Kansas City? Wayne the Travel Guy. He said he was going to be tuning in later. I don't know if he's here yet, but I might need to bomb a space from from Wayne. I might have to take my Who Day ass and stay at one of Wayne's places down in Kansas City. Y'all seen what he put in the Wyatt-Live messenger group, the family group? And he said, I'm with y'all, Cincinnati, but I'm a Kansas City fan. Yeah, he live in Kansas City. That was a violation. Some people was like, you need to block him, Wyatt. You need to get him out of here. You need to block him. I said, yeah, that is a violation. But Wayne is cool. He been rolling with us, and he's been in Kansas City this whole time. So we can't hate on him. He always bigs us up. He's proud of us. He's happy for us when we're doing good. Now we have to clash with his Kansas City Chiefs. So we gotta be one of them people that's gonna be family even after the fight. Even after the fight, we're gonna have to give each other a hug and say good game. Sorry y'all lost, Chiefs, but good game. Oh, what happened over the weekend? Oh, 2 police officers got shot. 2 brothers. I guess you could call them brothers. When it's Latinos, isn't it black and brown people? Isn't it? I mean, that's what they say when they're talking about America's voting and all that type of stuff, that it's brown and It's black and brown people. And who are the brown people? I know who we are. What they consider the black folks, the African Americans, but who are the brown folks? Latino, right? Okay. I figured that. I was just wondering. I know a couple cops, man. I hope they're in your prayers. I hope they're in your prayers. Because a couple police officers in New York got shot, got ambushed. Black and brown police officers, man. And y'all might get mad at me, man, but y'all got to understand, man, this shit is not going to get any better if we're not boisterous all over the place about all of it. We gotta speak up. My question is this: Black Lives Matter, right? We holler when we make noise when brothers get shot. But is it only when brothers get shot, is it only like civilians? Do the black lives of the police officers matter? Like the sister, where was she at? I think she was in Louisville. She had a 4-year-old daughter shot and killed while on duty. I didn't hear anybody from Black Lives Matter. I didn't hear anybody say anything about this sister. I didn't hear any stand up and we need to stop these folks from killing our people shit. She's not black when she puts on her uniform. Her black life don't matter. I'm just curious. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I need to think about it a different way. Drop says people of color, aka colored people. Okay. Tracy Dillingham says my weekend consisted of Ozark and Power Book 2. Okay, so now listen. Y'all know I was talking about Ozark. It came out on Friday, I believe. I'm already through like 3 episodes. I've been really busy. I've been very busy, so I haven't really had an opportunity to really do what I wanted to do. I've been traveling a little bit, and I haven't had time to really sit down and watch Ozark. I could watch Ozark. I could binge watch it and start it in the morning and just have all 7 of the episodes done in one day. I could do that. That's one of my favorite shows. Ozark is one of the best shows that they put out there. Power Book 2, I'm not quite sure which one that is. Is that the one with Mary J in it? Who said that? Tracy Dillingham. Is that the one with Mary J playing the mother of all of them? Jenny says, I have not heard of her story until you mentioned it just now. Of course you don't. Not you, Jenny. I'm just saying they don't publicize that. They don't talk about those folks. They don't talk about it. Have you heard about the 2 Latino brothers in New York that got shot? One of them is dead and one of them is on life support. These are cops. These are brown people. It's just amazing how sometimes some brown lives matter and some black lives matter sometimes. It just puzzles me. It puzzles me. We don't match the same energy. Tracy Dillingham says, yes, it is. Okay. So yeah, is that back? Or are you just watching the older ones that are already pretty much done? The Power Book. Okay. She says, yes, it is. She says, yes, I saw New York cop article. Yeah, that one there is pretty bad. That's pretty bad because it's like the new Drop says, peace out, Wyatt. I'm going to watch Ozark. Well, enjoy it, bro. It's a great show. You're going to choose Ozark over me. I only got a few more minutes, but it's cool. I'm only kidding. She says, I'm on episode 8 of 10. All right, so look. Ozark is dope. The Power Book, I'm a little, how do I say this? I'm a little tired of the gangster black movies. I hate to say it. I mean, and it's like, let me tell you why. I have to tell you why. I'm not trying to be a hater. It's just like, I know that blood sells and all that type of stuff. I understand that. But I'm tired of watching us feel like our hero, our superhero has to be, the gangsters. Because you and I both know as grown ass people that that's not how the shit works. Gangster life is a short life. This is why I'm a little disgusted. Can I take Fame Rothstein's words? I'm a little disgusted at television and movies today and how we're portrayed. How we don't have any shows that's showing positive black men. I'm just disgusted at that, man. Family or how would they dare? Would Hollywood dare put a show out of a single black man raising his children? I'm talking about a single black father. How do you script that? How would you write that? How would you write that? How do you make that into a beautiful thing? Let me tell you one part of Ozark that I fucking can't stand. And Ozark is my favorite show right now. But the only black person they have on this show is a black FBI female. She's a single black female who's pregnant and had a baby with no black man in her life. I bet you nobody's seen that. Some of y'all chaos agents know what I'm talking about because I'm a chaos agent when it comes to shit like that. She's the only black character on the whole fucking show. And she's a single black woman who just had a baby by herself. Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here. You couldn't give her a fucking dude. You couldn't write like she just lost her husband in a car accident or he was a police officer and he lost his life 6 months ago or some shit. You couldn't just write that in. You couldn't bring her into the show showing her at a funeral and she was pregnant over the casket of her dead husband because he was, maybe he was in a car accident or something. You just made her out to be a single black woman with a baby. Like that's just how shit is out here. And this is my favorite show. I hate to even tag them like that. I hate to, spit on them like that a little bit. But man, come on, bro. And maybe I'm being a little too critical on them, but nah, I'm not. I like Ozark. It has this gangster spin and all that. It's of brown people. It's of cartels and shit like that. But the one and only black person that you put on the show has to be a single black female who had a baby by herself. Now her mama, I don't want to spoil everything. This isn't a spoil alert. This is just something that happens. But now her mama is there at the house while she works and she's just watching the newborn baby. And it's like, you couldn't get a sister, a family? Maybe even her and her husband was going through it, like even bring him in the house, make him part of the family. And they just, since she away at work all the damn time or something, they just arguing and they doing better apart. And she at work all the time. But damn, she's been ever since she stepped on the show, she's been pregnant. Ever since she stepped on the show, she's been black, pregnant, and single. And now she's just having the baby. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. But I just see too much of that type of shit. It's a stereotype and it's fitting right in. And it's just a bad taste in my mouth about it. And then when you turn on the shows out here, man, you just don't see any powerful black shows. And then when I say powerful, I'm not talking about that shit, the rich black folks, the dynasty, the new whatever that shit is called. That's so fried, it's ridiculous. All they did was write it. They kept the scripts of Dynasty and just put black people on it. That's it. The scripts don't even sound right. And I know you don't have to speak Ebonics to convince me or to bring us, a character to life. It don't have to be like that. But damn it, I need some realistic shows. My 2 shows right now, I'm a little disgusted at. The Chi. I don't know if I'm going to make it through another season of The Chi. Not until they get a positive black man on there that's taking care of his business, holding down his family. Now, here's my challenge. I had this conversation before. Tyler Perry, I need you to step up, bro. Now, it's not his responsibility. I understand. I can't make him do anything. You can't make him do anything. We as a culture can't make him do anything. But the truth of the matter is I need Tyler Perry to step up and put something out there. I need a Motown. I need a Berry Gordy type of a person out there. I need a Al Heyman type of a guy out there. I need people. I need a young guy, computer whiz out of Howard University. I need him to be to lead a show, fresh out of school, college grad. Meets his high school. He's with his college girlfriend. I need another Huxtable. I need that. I need something that these kids can look up to. Everybody want to look up to rappers. Y'all know this culture is lost, right? They all want to look up to rappers. You know, I had to do something the other day. I took I know this is not going to sit well with a few people, but I dropped my daughter off at school some time ago. And we walked the campus. She wanted to show me, a few things going on at the campus. We went over to the library. We did a few things. And as I'm walking the campus, I see a ton of kids. I see a ton of young kids. Kids are going to school. A lot of kids are going to school. But I just need to see more of us over there. Maybe I was at the wrong school to see us. Tracy Dillingham said, what was wrong with Blackish? Okay. Blackish had the right setup, but it was just too corny for me. I couldn't watch it. It had the mother and the dad, and she was a doctor, and he was a marketing exec or something like that. But, I guess it was the delivery, and it was just not believable to me as far as the acting was bad. The dilemmas weren't really real to me. I just never seen anyone. And here's the crazy thing. One of my favorite actors, forget the black actor shit. Y'all know it was a slip. One of my favorite actors is Lawrence Fishburne. And when Lawrence Fishburne was on there, I had to watch it a few times. I had to support him. And I couldn't get into that show. I just couldn't get into that show. Couldn't get there. Yes, I know. Someone said that the HBCUs are full of black kids. I never said that black kids aren't going to school. I just said that at Ohio State, I needed to see more of us up there. But HBCUs, I support. I really do. I support them. A few of my family members are HBCU grads. And we go to the football games and the battle of the bands, and we do all that. I'm a huge supporter of HBCUs. You might want to check that. You may want to check that on me. 3 of the children that we do the scholarship fund. Tuskegee University is one of the schools we do that for. And that's where I tend to help out. I did not graduate from Tuskegee, but I do have a couple of family members that graduated from Tuskegee. And that was my selected school to participate and help out for those kids that needed those scholarships. I generally don't talk about that. When you do that, everybody wants to know how they can be part of that. And it's a selective process that goes on down there. It's not something that I do here in Cincinnati up there. I don't do it up there. I do it at the Tuskegee University. Tracy Dillingham says, what show? My Wife and Kids? I'm not sure which one that is. That sounds familiar. My Wife and Kids. Is that the one with the girl from Martin? I don't remember that. I know the name. I just don't remember. I can't picture the show. Tracy Dillingham says, Wilberforce. Is that where you went? Wilberforce? My nephew, he graduated from Howard a few years ago. And he did well up there. Continued his education. He did real well. I'm a firm believer that education is key to it all. We can talk politics. We can talk what's fair. We can talk about what's not fair. We can talk about everything. But it all will boil down to education. You know, I will never forget what was his name. What was his name? Oh, I think it was Odell. Let me take this call real fast. Odell Owens said something to us about the education, the lack of education in most of the people that he was opening up at the coroner's office. He said they all had something in common, and that was lack of education, and that's probably true. You know, it's a sad situation, but we need to focus more in on that as collectively, as a folk. We need to concentrate on that. Let's take a call real fast. I'm sorry about that. Caller, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, how y'all doing?
Hey, what's
Fame
up?
Rothstein here, aka
Fame.
Michael Snackson. I just want to just talk for about 4 minutes, just seconds here.
Okay.
First off, the Bengals, there's a put like this. They're gonna win this game because the Chiefs they had to go through too much emotional. They had to go through too much emotion to win that game. They gave up. There was 25 points scored in 20 seconds or 2 minutes rather.
Yeah.
That's outstanding for it. That's ridiculous for the NFL pace.
You're right.
And for the Chiefs to have to go through something like that, there's a top total to be paid, and it'll pay next week. They'll look real hot early, but they'll be spent and won't have anything left about right on halftime and let the Bengals will win going away. This game it won't be like a close one, or they got a late second field goal or something. They're going to win this game going away because the Chiefs will be spent. Trust me on that. Bengals easy, perfect. Betting underdog plus 245. I mean, if you bet $100, you get 245 plus your 100. You cannot lose. You can't miss on this one with the Bengals.
Okay.
And also, I couldn't agree more with you. Blackish.
Nah.
Anthony Anderson is just the worst actor for me. He does nothing for him.
Yeah.
And then the fact that whole what is that called? That whole franchise got 3 spinoffs.
Yeah.
Off of a corny black dude in the suburb. Like who made this guy who made this guy major that we give a fuck about it? There's nothing unique about this guy that he got 2-3 spinoffs off of. So,
hey, Fame, can I say something on that right there, bro? I mean, you have a valid point there. I don't want to disrespect that man for whatever accomplishments he may have had, but I will say this. I agree with you. But let me tell you how this Hollywood thing works. There's always going to be a chosen one. There's always going to be one black one that they're going to give all this opportunity to. And he's probably not going to run with it the same way we would. He'll run with it that fits their narrative or fits whatever he needed to fit, okay? But, they used to say that about Kevin Hart. And when I seen Kevin Hart getting into it with our dude, Cat Williams, I think Kevin Hart opened up a can of whoop ass on explaining how, and don't get it twisted, bro. I really like Cat Williams, but Cat has some problems, man. He has some issues, okay? And I think Kevin Hart said too much one time when he said, you was the guy. You was the guy
right,
Hollywood.
You had the shot.
Yeah, you were the guy Hollywood was given the opportunity to. That's that Will Smith shit. Like, Will, you the one right now. They only gonna let so many get in a certain role and give that, you know what I mean? It's only so many $20 million a year actors everywhere. And there's only gonna definitely be one, maybe two that's black. All right. And I think the blackish dude got all those spinoffs because he's the chosen one in network television. It's not that he was going to put something out there powerful enough for us to say, hey, that's what I want to be when I grow up. Like in our days, bro, we had things like Martin Lawrence and stuff like that it was comedy, but it was real. It was kind of us. And I don't know if Blackish and all that stuff, was really, it wasn't relatable to me, but I'm not living in this millennium type of world as a child either, because our kids, all kids today, especially black kids, are well more privileged than we ever were. So they can relate to that show a little bit more than we can. So I'm not going to take too much power out of it, but I'm just telling you it's not something that I, as who I am, can relate to the Blackish. The acting was bad, and it just wasn't, you know what I'm saying, bro? It's not relatable to me, bro. Like, I can't get into it because, listen, bro, this gonna sound bad. You with me, Fame?
I'm with you.
This gonna sound bad, but I would take a Good Times over Blackish any day. But you see, that's just because I'm from a different era. It's not that I want to see us down and grinding and trying to get fired from James at the damn car wash, fired all the time. It's not that. It's just some of the things that they had gone through was more relatable to me, and I could just understand it more. And Blackish was more of a millennials type of a today of black people, black kids. You understand? That's just me. It's just, I guess I'm showing my age. That's why I couldn't get into it. But I still think that there needs to be more powerful black television shows. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's
I
not
don't
about
understand why black
somebody
folks
said,
are still clamoring with 50 Cent's different shows of all the same motifs: a drug dealer,
yeah,
in a drug syndicate.
right,
Whether it's BMF or what is it, Power,
yeah,
or all
yeah.
that stuff. It's all the same. It's like, damn, we heard that on his album in 2003.
Yeah, I just, we got to do better when it comes to them type of situations. Because see, it's like this, bro. One of my favorite movies was Malcolm X. Because I'm a Malcolm X guy over almost almost over anything. Okay, and it was weird that when Spike Lee did that movie, he didn't have a budget. You understand what I'm saying? It was like they wouldn't give him a budget, so he had to step out and get money from Oprah, Bill Cosby, and a lot of other people. Black people. He got money from white folks too. But the sad thing about it is, to put a movie that has that much impact for us, to go out and not have much of a budget, and he had to go out and it was an independent budgeted movie. It had a budget, but he had to go out and be an independent producer as well, which is not cool. You see what I'm saying? And that was a high impact movie for us. That's something that you could learn from. You know what I'm saying? That was a historical movie. That was legendary, to be honest with you. I mean, it showed him go from crook to book to being just a good guy. You know what I mean? Making differences in this world. But I just don't see that today. And I think, what you think about Tyler Perry? Do you think that since he has all that land down there and that he has the largest Hollywood, so to speak, do you think he has a personal responsibility to give us more than Medea and give us some of those positive, maybe some corporate type black folks on the screen?
Hell yeah.
Do you think he will do it?
He's been on that, and he doesn't do it. He doesn't even have full-time writers for his movies. He does everything.
Yeah, that's
writing, acting. He's kind of a narcissist.
Well, let me.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you. I thought you were done. I wanted to say something on that. When you said he does everything, I got a short 30-second story for you. You'll appreciate it because it's about Magic Johnson. When Magic Johnson retired from the NBA, he was looking to get in something. His very first adventure was he got into the sporting goods stores. He started his own little sporting goods section. And what he ended up doing is, when he acquired this business, and he called it Magic something, I forgot what it was, but he went in and he was his own buyer. Okay, he went in and selected everything he wanted his stores to carry. All right, and he got everything that he liked. You get what I'm saying? That's what Tyler Perry is doing. If you're not going to hire in writers, you're just bringing in all the shows and the writing that you adore and that you like. If you don't get some flavor and get some opinion and get some other stuff from other people, what Magic Johnson did is he bought all the hats that he liked. He bought all the jackets that he liked. He bought he bought everything that he liked, and he put it in the stores, and the stuff failed. And he learned from that. He even said it openly in his book. He said, I learned from that process. I made that same mistake before I read the book. That's why it was so relatable to me. Because I remember one of my first ventures, I went and got everything that I liked from the wholesaler. I didn't get what somebody else would like. I got what I liked, and people didn't like what I liked, so the shit sat on the shelf. And I'm hoping that Tyler
Exactly.
Perry will give us more, because I think there is a sense of responsibility, because the same folks, he bought that land and acquired all of that off of the people who I think he can help the most.
And for the love of God, Tyler Perry, can you please develop your female characters? They're always the same, some type of woman. There's no depth to their characters. This dude's an asshole. Like you said, he's just doing what he wants to do. And that what's her name, Medea? That's obviously some type of what do you call that? The split personality of his, or some
I know
weird personality of his.
Well,
he likes women. He likes doing that type of thing.
Yeah, I think she's a character of somebody that he grew up, maybe an aunt or something like that. Which, I think we all, if you're from certain places, we all have somebody. My Aunt Bert was like that. I mean, my Aunt Bert ran numbers when I was a kid. So she was
but the old, aggressive Southern black woman, that's like an old motif. It's gotten old. That ain't nothing but Aunt Esther.
I understand. I tell you,
wisecracking Aunt Esther. That type of thing. We've seen that way too much in black cinema, whether it be TV or film. So, but that's all I got, man. It's been real. Don't forget, we got to talk about the 15th.
Yes.
There's a rumble going on.
Yes.
I'll hit you up with the particulars.
All right. Hey, I got a special announcement coming up here soon. We're doing a fight card in the Cincinnati area, and I'm going to release that date here soon. So I'm going to fill you in with that. I'll probably touch base with you some other time, maybe away from the air, and let you know what we got going on.
Oh, splendid. All right, man.
Okay, brother.
Take it easy.
All right, man. That was Fame Rothstein. I just think that when we are in a position to be blessed to be able to help people, such as Tyler Perry is, I just think there comes a responsibility. What's the old Bible thing that, the Bible quote or whatever they tell those that are blessed have the highest responsibility? I don't know exactly the thing, but those that are blessed to have much more, they have the responsibility of serving back. And I mean, I may not know the words or the verse, but I live by that motto of I've been blessed to be able to help. And I try to help as much as I possibly can. But I know the responsibility of being able to share opportunity. And that's more important to me. Like, everybody deserves a shot. Everybody is given an opportunity, whether you know it or not. Everybody is given an opportunity. It's how we seize it. What do we do? How do we get it? But everybody's been blessed with an opportunity once or twice in their life. Do we take advantage of it? Let me see. Fame said, Jenny, what did you say? You said this a little while ago. She says, yes, but they were all missing it. Anthony Anderson's character grew up in Compton and attended Howard University. His character was not born with a silver spoon. Well, maybe not. I don't know. I never really watched it. I'm assuming that must be the Blackish. I never really watched Blackish. Wasn't really my thing. I watched a few episodes. Now, my kids watched it, but it was never really my thing. I just couldn't. It just didn't draw my attention really well. Sorry. It just never drew my attention very well. She says, but what y'all are missing is Anthony Anderson's character grew up in Compton and attended Howard University. His character was not born with a silver spoon. I get it. And somebody made a comment. When I said I would rather watch Good Times, they said not all black folks are broke. You got to understand, when I watched Good Times as a kid, I'd never seen them as being broke. It was what was relevant. It was like what we had in common in the arguments. That's what it was. It wasn't, oh, I love to see these people down and out and being broke. It wasn't that. It was, we tend to be attracted to things that we can relate to. And some of the things that we really are attracted to sometimes is gangster shit. And that's why those power books and power and all that get off in our neighborhoods real well, in our communities. That's why. AK says he's bringing back Medea, so he's right back to the same old, same old. I think he has to. I'm not. Look, man. Look. Let me explain. I've never knocked a man or knocked anyone on how they make their money, but I will have an opinion about certain things. That don't mean that I'm hating on him or anything, but I don't think he's very successful on other projects. I know he's had some shows and he had some things. What was the one show? He had a comedy. He had a show where the Browns. Now that was dope. I thought the Browns was funny. I thought Mr. Brown was pretty funny. I think it was kind of corny and in writing and stuff, but the man that plays Mr. Brown was a hell of a character. He was a hell of a character. He was a hell of a character. I really enjoyed him. I really did. But all I'm saying is what I would really like to see is, what's the girl's name who was married to Mike Tyson? Robin Givens. She plays a hell of an executive. She plays a hell of an executive, corporate executive. Remember the movie Boomerang? Oh my God. Boomerang was off the chain. You know why I love Boomerang? Because I'm not the only one that's seen this. I'm not the only one that got this out of Boomerang. Yeah, it was funny with Eddie Murphy and them guys. But what was so attractive about Boomerang and what was so appealing and what was cool was these folks was dressed up every day and they had a corporate company and they walked around with nice clothes on, spoke well, handled their business. And yes, it had some corny, funny spots. Chris Rock was in it. But I need some of that. I need some of that. I need my daughters to be able to look at that on the screen. I need them to be able to see Halle Berry working in marketing. I need them to see that. And maybe they were seeing that on Blackish, but it wasn't, I couldn't get into Blackish. It was probably just a little too, it just wasn't relatable to me. That's it. I hope that's nothing. Like, I'm not trying to shit on it or anything. I'm just saying some writing, I just couldn't get into the writing. The format of it, a family oriented and all that, lovely, great. It was Huxtables that I couldn't get into, but I love the fact that it was family oriented. But let's just be honest. Some of the shows that we're getting and they're feeding to us. Someone said Empire. Empire was trash. And here's the crazy thing about it. Those were our prominent black actors that they used for that. Lawrence, what's his name? The guy that played the head guy. I can't even think of his name. I stopped paying him any attention when he got on Empire. I couldn't get with him no more. I couldn't get him because, and Taraji P, they all played a great, role on Empire, but I couldn't get into that. I couldn't get into it because it was dope dealing. It was this is how we got to do to make it. It was just too much killing, and it was just too much. It was just too much. It was just too much. It was too much like, this is what we need to do to be successful or to succeed. I need a movie like The Temptations. If we're going to use entertainment, give me a movie like The Temptations. Show me Barry Gordy on the grind. These guys on the Chitlin circuit. Show me these guys grinding to make it to be successful. Give me another Spellman. What was the show? Different World. Give me another Different World. It don't have to be Different World. We got HBCs out here that are beautiful. Hey, why don't we do this? I didn't attend the HBCU, but damn it, you could say I did because a few of my buddies went there, and every weekend or whatever, I would find myself at a HBCU college because it was either Battle of the Bands. When I lived in New Orleans, I was big on watching Grambling. We used to watch Grambling and Southern down at the Superdome. And we would go to their parties. I mean, not their parties, but we would watch how they would party. And there's just a different experience at HBCUs than there are at regular universities. And I think a show like that would be great. Remember School Days by Spike Lee? It had its great moments, its points. It was powerful. It showed how fun school could be. It was an HBCU school that they were representing, and it showed a different culture. I just think that those things are gone. Maybe I'm an old man. Maybe I'm just played the fuck out. Maybe that time is gone. Maybe rap music is no more intriguing to me because I just can't get into the music. You know, maybe I can't get into the lyrics. Yes, Sabrina Calloway brought another one up, Drumline. These are things we need this. Them movies are 15, 20 years old. We got those movies came out when my daughter was a baby. She's not gonna watch Drumline. What's up with another Drumline? It doesn't have to be Drumline Unplugged or Drumline 2.0, or it don't have to be that. But the concept, showing high school students. Remember when we all used to sit down on a Thursday night and wait for the Cosby Show to come on? As a family or as a group. I even remember people used to, when I first got back from Europe, people were sitting at home Tuesday nights or whatever night it was, sitting back waiting for the damn Simpsons to come on. The Simpsons. That's when shit start getting bad. That's when we start diverting over to a whole nother, this shit don't make sense. Now I know the Simpsons probably funny to some of y'all, but I couldn't get into that shit either. But I think it says a lot that the shows that we were brought up on really aren't out there anymore. And I think it shows why we got a lot of distracted kids in certain areas and certain places where gangster shit is kind of popular, and gangster shit is like, even the music. The scariest thing in the world is to go to a school. It doesn't have to be a HBCU. It could be Ohio State University. It could be anywhere. And the craziest shit you can do is sit back and listen to some of the music that's being played. And I'm like, oh my God, do these kids even fucking know the lyrics? Or are they just bobbing their head because the beat is dope? And the lyrics scare me. The lyrics absolutely scare me because it's about popping pills. It's about drinking lean. It's about being cool while you just lost. It scares me. It's about smoking. There was a commercial I watched the other day. This is how like, and I know there's weed smokers. I'm not opposed to anybody that do what they do, okay? You do what you do. But don't bring other innocent people into what you do because it's what you do. But just the other day, I seen a politician from Louisiana, and he's running for office. And Louisiana has these laws of marijuana, and he's trying to run on being able to legalize the marijuana and showing how it's a free state. So he's sitting in a chair with a pimp suit on. This is a black fella with a pimp suit on, pimp hat on, and he got a big ass joint in his hand. One of them big Phillies, some shit he probably had about 3 dimes in his one joint. And he's sitting back talking about legalizing weed and I'm all about this and this and that. And you running for a political seat? That shit is crazy to me. That's crazy to me. We're getting too loose in it. And here's the other thing. I'm going to be honest with y'all. We got a mayor in the city of Cincinnati up there. Not the new mayor. Former mayor, Cranley, who went on black radio and said the most ignorant shit in the world that I just totally got disgusted when he said it. He said to everybody on the black radio station, the first thing I'm going to do, or I don't know, I might be adding some shit onto that. But he was like, well, what I want y'all to know, what I do know, the first thing he said is what I'm about to tell you. Well, I'm going to legalize marijuana. That's going to be my thing I do for Ohio. Well, did you open up your show saying you're going to legalize marijuana when you went and talked to the white audience? Why was that your number one? Why was that your pinpoint situation? Why did you bring that to us? To get our attention. See, if he would have said some shit like, well, you know what? I'm going to legalize marijuana, but one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that the African-American community has some type of stake in the marijuana trade. I want to make sure that there are dispensaries owned by African Americans. You're talking to an African American, audience. Don't talk about the pleasures of the marijuana. Let's talk about the economics of the marijuana. Now, in his eyes, he's probably thinking, well, y'all smoke and y'all been playing all these fines and paying tickets and all that old shit. That's going away. That's what he was probably thinking. Well, in my eyes, if you don't talk to me about marijuana, you got to talk to me about, well, how can I get a dispensary license? How can I get a permit to be able to, sell paraphernalia or whatever? But I don't even want to get into it that way. I don't want to support it in any kind of way. Now, the weed smokers, I don't mean to be funny. I'm not trying to step on you or nothing shit. Do what you do, boo. I'm not tripping on that. I'm talking about me. I don't want to have anything to do with it. I can make a lot of money doing something else. I don't have to make a lot of money in the weed game. And it's for some people. It's a shame that some people had to go do 10 years on some marijuana charges. Some people got caught with pounds of marijuana and did day for day on sentences. It's a shame that happened. But I don't want to have anything to do with it. But don't come on black radio talking about something. The first thing come out of his mouth, well, I'm going to legalize marijuana. That's to get your attention, man. That's to get your attention. And that shows how sneaky the shit is right there. You come out with some bullshit out the gate. That was to get black folks' attention. And I was a little disgusted at that. And it threw me off. I mean, it threw me off. It threw me off. And then when somebody like that says something to you like, oh, no, what I was saying, all I was trying to say was, y'all get fined and get tickets more than anybody. And that may be true. But that ain't what you meant. You ain't worried about what fines and tickets we get. That you wasn't worried about that. You just wanted to grab the attention so people would look at you and say, oh, he gonna legalize weed so we can smoke. And that's what you wanted us for. I was disgusted at that. Let me see. Let me send you this. My email. Hold on. Okay. There it is, John. You can send it to my email. I'll get you the pricing on it. All right, so that's pretty much it, man. I like the fact that Fame came on and said that he says the Bengals are going to win. I'm shocked that he said that the Bengals are going to win. So shout out to Fame. I'm glad he feels that way. I'm glad we're getting some love because I've heard him say some things about those Bengals that were not favorable. And I was like, oh, bro, not who they? You tripping. But yeah, he said the Bengals will win. He said that Kansas City went through too much. And I'm hoping that he's right. I'm hoping that he's right. Anybody going to Kansas City this weekend? Am I going to see anybody in Kansas City this weekend? No? So you're going to be in Kansas City. You're going to click your heels 3 times and be there, right? Right on the couch watching this shit. Well, I'm going to check the weather. If it's too cold, I heard it's going to be 40 degrees. That's not too cold, but that's a little bit. That's a little bite. It's not that bad, but it is a little bite. Sabrina says, great conversation tonight. Everyone keep that Who Dey spirit roaring. That's right. I say the same thing. Let's just keep it rolling. Yo, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here, man. I got some things I got to do. I plan on heading back to Cincinnati, hopefully by the end of the week. And then I'm going to weigh my options of going to Kansas City for this game. But I will be back in Cincinnati this week. I'll keep everybody posted. Right now, I'm taking care of some things down here, and I'll be here for a few days. So peace and love to everybody, man. Nothing but love. Thanks for coming out. I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow at 5 o'clock if we can find something to talk about. Yo, this is Wyatt. I'm out of here, man. Thanks for coming in here. Forgot about my Who Days here. Did y'all see these? Oh my God. Oh my God.
You are witnessing elegance in the form of a black elephant. Smoky white wine, no more terrorists. Will I die slain like my king by a terrorist? Will my woman be Corella, take my name and cherish it? Or will she Jackie O, drop the Kennedy, be married? My sister say it's necessary on some Cleopatra shit. My grandmama said no, never that is sacrilege. Tend to agree because the thought is so disparaging. The Lord give a load, you got to carry it like Mary did. That's why I'm giving honor to all these baby mamas. It takes a woman's womb to make a price of Dalai Lama. The world might take a child, turn that child into a monster. The Lord take a milestone, fashion of a saint. I present you Malcolm X for those saying that he can't, saying that he won't, when I know he will. You usually don't know it's you until you getting killed. For real.
Hit it, who they?
Gave a fuck, I never did and never will. Live my life on principle, keep it true, keep it real. Better said I keep it real, and no matter who don't like it, homie, that's just how it is. Make it true, like the stripper that's in front of me. And I keep it blunt, and a Bible and a gun on me. Cause I'm country, actually I'm southern.
Peace.
Like my brethren, legendary Andre 3K, see no good and some other men. You should pay some homages and honor this. This is not the fiction that is sold by conglomerates. This is so the black folks make McDonald going shit. Better said Robert Beck, esoteric document. This is John Gotti painting pictures like Dolly. This is Basquiat with a passion like pop. In a body like Biggie, telling stories like Ricky. If a rapper was to spar, please tell him better keep it. You with me? I don't trust the church or the government, Democrat, Republican, Pope or Bishop or the other men. I believe God has sustained me with rap, so I take a burning bush, put it in a social rap, and they can't kill a G. I say how I die. I'm only going once, a coward die 1,000 times. Into that chariot, come and take a nigga home. Mama speakers get on gospel over all these gutter songs. I'm gone.